right, Lauren, in this episode, we're going to talk about more about how I was ruined by Smurfette the Sex Smurf and gang rape, not the horrible stuff we see on the news, but the hot stuff we see on Pornhub. We're also going to give advice about how to move forward with your own partners and how you can express your own fantasies to him or her.
Give me more specifics. You don't give a fuck.
Very important, flirtation.
Yes.
2024 has been announced. So what do they do? This is such an amazing trip to go on in February. Lauren, what do they have to do you?
Go to our website, room77life.com. Click on anything about flirtation. It's in a million places. You can't miss it. And reserve your spot now.
It's affordable. It's wonderful.
Clothing optional.
Yeah, read all about it. That sounded newsy kind of stuff, but it should be posted on the Cassidy and the SDCs.
Third time at this beautiful location on East Lamoille.
Yeah. Now, I had my own experience at this gangbaggy thing. I only had sex with one human being at that gangbang.
Yes.
And unfortunately, not one of the hot guys. But all of the wives seem to have been on their period for some certain portions of the party. But there's this one gal who was a spinner. And if she was 5 feet tall, what do we call it? Firecracker? Firecracker.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to try to sum this story up really, really quickly.
Okay.
Because this girl, it was the second time I was made a bitch inside of 1 month. I don't think she broke 5 feet tall. If she needs a handicap placard, I'm sure she could apply for one. She's a body that doesn't quit. She's as hard as a rock. She works out. She looks like a little gymnast. That's what she looks like. Beautiful, beautiful boobs, hot face. She's just got it all, right? But on top of all of those things, she's sweet. She's nice. But there's this one thing that she does, which is I was watching her have sex with another gentleman. And she sat on top of this guy. She had the most intense orgasm just by sitting there. Almost like Kama Sutra, Zen, Buddhist sex monk shit. It was like something I had never seen before. The most intense orgasm on demand I've ever witnessed. Not faking it, not pretending, nothing. Like just... You can tell, physically tell. She apologizes for what she does to your chest as she releases on you. It is so incredibly hot. It looks like she's going to pass out. And then she jumps up and she's like, "Do you want to try?" And I'm like, yes, I do. Because this is amazing for a guy, right? I mean, you tell a guy, so you're going to make me come harder than you've probably made any woman come before. And you basically have to do nothing.
That's what her husband's like. Really great for your ego.
It's great for your ego. She is great for your ego because you just sit there and watch her feel amazing. Yes, I want to experience that. I would like that very, very much.
Yeah.
All righty. You're up next, mister.
And I'm like, now, like, I'm already angry because she's a multiple comer, but I'm turned on at the same time. I literally curled up behind your head so I could watch from behind your head her on you.
Yeah.
It was turning me on too, but at the same time, I'm like having this diabolical, I can't believe that you can come vaginally and multiple times that quick.
That efficiently, that strong.
So many.
It was just, it's a gift.
Yeah.
So she climbs on top of me. She starts to go to town. She just starts, fucking the shit out of me. And then she sits on me and she does her thing and has the most intense orgasm in the world. And then she sort of bends down. She whispers in my ear, "Thank you for fucking me." And I'm like, that wasn't me fucking you. Okay, well then turn over. Let's do doggy. Fuck me. I'm like, oh, okay. So she gets up on all fours, sort of turns back around.
So hot.
Turns around on all fours, like, put it in, baby. She is just like, you're like, where did you come from? Can I put you in my suitcase and take you home?
Like a doll factory.
Her husband, by the way, equally as solid, awesome body.
I know.
Amazing personality, wonderful human being. I just wish I could move in with them. And he's like, I'm telling you, man. go for it. Like, and he's sitting right there with you. You guys are together. So I take her from behind, right? And I just start fucking her from behind. And I start fucking her. And then her hips start taking over. And then before you know it, I stop moving and her entire body is rocking back and forth and she is fucking my cock. She is fucking me harder than I could move my hips and fuck her. I think she might have said, keep fucking me.
Keep fucking me. Keep fucking me.
And I'm like, I'm literally doing nothing. Which I know isn't the sexiest thing in the world, but it was pretty funny in the moment. Keep doing that. I'm like, you're doing everything. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hard.
Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it because I'm just standing here with a hard cock. So if it's working, she rocked my world. She made me feel like what I imagine some inmates feel like in prison.
First weekend. You're
First
like,
weekend. Like,
well, okay.
I'm her bitch now. That we've made that clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny because of her size that
she's just tiny and
dominant.
She's just tiny and dominant and she will fuck your world up. I really enjoyed her and her husband.
They were lovely, lovely people.
Wonderful, wonderful people. And I thank her for that experience.
I thank her for that experience because I wish that if I had a genie lamp, that would be one of my wishes is I could have that type of orgasm gifted to you. Well, I know you're wishing it was
it's really hard for you to orgasm, and that is hard to live with as a human being. People don't know. I should get a placard for my car for disabilities. What is wrong with it? What do you have? Were you in the war? You have a bum leg, or no? My wife can't come. Vaginally, she can't come vaginally, so it's really hard. Dude, take 2 spots.
I feel you.
Or if they like work at the office, like, what are you applying for? Disability. What's your problem? I can't make my wife come. I get you, bro. You need a dog, a chair. What do you need? I got you. Whatever you need. You need one of those vans that puts you down? I feel you, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
Whatever you need. Blind guy behind me. Excuse me, can I wait your turn? I'm dealing with serious problems here.
How long have you had your blindness? I've been with this woman 20 years.
You
So
can't
just-
see? Yeah. Can you make your wife come? Yes? Then sit your blind ass down. Here, bro, you want my cane? I understand. I feel you, bro. It would be a man thing. It would just... I get it. Hopefully we'll see them again.
Yeah.
Just like a firecracker. Just like a firecracker.
All right, Lauren, what is new with Richard and Lauren?
We have a new fan.
Who?
Room77fan.com.
Room77fan.com. I want you to notice that there is no S on the end of that. It is just Room77 fan. So we only have one.
Yeah, it's on brand with our listener.
Now, what can our fan do there?
This is a place where you can go see OnlyFans clips. It's access to our dirty videos, all the dirty videos from the episodes. We have contests there. There's a photo contest happening right now.
There is. It's fishnets. And I don't mean women in fishnets. I mean fishermen with fishernets. We just wanted a wider demo. And it's, to me, it's 0 entries so far. No, it is fishnets, ladies in fishnets. So we want you to come over there, participate in that. And then when you win, you get free merch. And when you lose, you just have that empty feeling in your heart.
And next month, we have a really big announcement.
Well, we have a really big contest next month.
Yes, we're going to be giving the chance for someone to stay for free for Flirtation.
Flirtation 2024, free room. You just have to join the contest that will start next month that the rules aren't up for because we're still working on the website. But to be a part of that contest, you have to be a part of the site. Make sure to go over there now. And I would start because I'm not going to say early bird gets the worm. I'm not trying to say a worm represents a penis, but kind of does.
Go over there, sign up. It'll take you over to Patreon and become a member over there. And you will automatically be a member of Room 77 Fan.
But for now, who are the new Patreons who joined last month?
We have Jenny, Sex, Jorge, Bill, Diebold, Steve, John Vaughn, Sunkissed Couple, TNT Texas Swing Couple, Bodie and Chris, Carl with a C, Lady J, Aloha Mate, CJ Curator, Timmer, Jeff and Pretty, Jonathan, Norse Asian, Spice of Life, John, Fritz, and Magnus.
Thank you all for your support. Gonna go buy drugs with that money. All right, Lauren, I can see you over there and you're looking into the camera. Or are you looking at me?
I'm looking at you.
Oh. You
I
look
know
gorgeous.
better.
You look gorgeous. We're in a temporarily different location. We were, what's the word they use for hurricanes? Not dismembered.
All I can think of is evacuated, shoveled.
No, I'm always disheveled. Displaced.
That's good.
Because we were temporarily displaced by Hurricane Jehovah. And don't look that up because Hurricane Jehovah actually doesn't exist.
Yeah, it was not tracked this year.
But it sort of does. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll see some footage of that. But here we are in our second half of episode 67, they're saying. And I wanted to ask you, the last episode was about you getting gangbanged by a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. Not strangers, but kind of strangers, right?
Some were strangers.
It was hot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then,
me too.
Yeah. I mean,
So hot.
I hope so. Otherwise, why would we be doing this? Right? The last segment we heard about in the same timeline, that little tiny firecracker, she wasn't like a firecracker. She was like a bottle rocket tied to an M80, tied to a hand grenade inside of a Claymore mine with a little nuclear warhead on it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she rocked my world. But my question is this. Now that gangbang is over, even though we want to do it, and we're taking applications daily, please, people, be patient. There's not a lot coming in. Even though we're going to redo it, what are some other fantasies that exist for you? And I spent a lot of time thinking about this for me. And I know exactly kind of what fantasies I would want. We've been together for 23 years.
Yeah.
We had our first threesome 3 months after we started dating.
Okay, then.
I would say 23 years. So I was thinking about this the other day. Do you know that we have been having consensual non-monogamous sex, I think, longer than we've actually been having actual sex?
That is true.
I think it may be dead even for me. I have only been in monogamous relationships for half of my sexual life now, right?
Right.
After about a time, what people may not know is your fantasies start getting checked off. Check, 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 check. Not only once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 3 times, right?
You have to explore more. You have to get creative.
Mm-hmm.
You have to discuss more things.
Mm-hmm.
You have to venture out and many subcategories of the porn out there.
Yeah.
Really challenge yourself.
Yeah, but
because the basic stuff, yeah, you get it covered. You're like, have a third female, have a third male. We're like, done.
Yeah, done. And then all of the stuff that you don't want. For instance, we're not into, say, water sports. Like, you will probably never hear us say, come over and pee on us. The chances of that happening are about the same as the chances of you seeing me on fire and you having no solution other than to pee on me. So that's like something that you automatically take off the list.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because it's not something that's going to turn me on. So it's not just like I'm going to just do stuff just to do it. I want turn ons.
So how do you find those things? I mean, I have things that I think different versions of your fantasies that you're already checked off.
Yeah.
So it's like me doing the same thing, but now I'm in a skirt. Like that would be a different take on it, right?
Right. Yeah. Like being blindfolded and having maybe some handcuffs on goes to the next degree where you're literally strapped to a bench or you're strapped to a cross where you can not move at all. And it's more intense. It has to intensify. I feel like a drug addict.
You want more because you're chasing that first adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So my question is, as the only female I know, what is your number one fantasy? It doesn't have to be a fantasy, even if it's something that has happened or we're still working on.
Right.
Like, for instance, I know that one of your fantasies is to be airtight, but it has become really, really difficult.
I know. Well, that was what I was going to talk about. because it's not probably something that a lot of people think of in terms of fantasy world, because they want it to be, or you hear the word fantasy and you equate it to something being dramatic and edgy and sort of off the chain, off the beaten path. Right, for sure.
Abnormal.
Right.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, like obscure.
Obtuse. That's a shape.
Yeah. So, but one of my real fantasies is I want to get good at anal because I really want to experience that airtight experience.
So do I. But I told you how.
Keep practicing with things in your butt.
For instance, and I've said this before, Lauren, right now, tell us and the listener what is inside your asshole.
Chapstick.
You're such a liar. I'd be so proud of you if there was, though.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Like if you bent out and you just put out
the chapstick.
Just
shot it out.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, you are practicing.
Look at you, secret practice girl.
Put some toothpaste up there. Bottle of toothpaste.
Bigger.
And then tonight, when I'm ready to brush my teeth, I'm just going to have you clench and I'm going to put it on my brush.
Right? Do you remember there was I think it was Colgate. There was one toothpaste back in the day, and you pulled the cap back. It was cylindrical. It had a split, and blue came out of one side and white came out of the other side. That was the right shape.
I always feel like people are going to steal our ideas and make millions. Do you think we can do a tube of toothpaste that is Cumgate, and it's just a penis, and instead of squeezing it, you have to do a
yes, you have to up and
pump
down.
It. Yeah, you have to pump it up and down, and
then the little toothpaste comes out it came.
Yeah, and
on my tooth.
Oh, what do you use? Your teeth are so sticky.
They're so
interesting. I wouldn't say white.
Yeah, not white, but curly.
Yeah,
They
have a scent. Salty. Do you gargle in it? So, as far as fantasies for you, airtight is one.
Airtight is one.
For sure. What else is there? Is there anything else maybe that I don't know about? And I want to also talk to the listener about the TikTok that you made, which I thought was wonderful.
Thank you.
About talking about fantasies and talking about people who haven't even started. Hey, honey, I'd really like it to see you kiss another girl. Where do you start? Where are the places that you start?
Yeah, how does someone start if they don't have that kind of relationship? It's important, I think. But
all of you person who are listening, go check that TikTok out. But beyond those, because we've done all of those.
Right.
Do you ever feel it is a two-parter?
Okay.
What are other fantasies that you have that maybe I don't know about?
Yeah, I'm waiting to answer. And you keep asking me more questions.
And just a follow-up to that. Let me ask the question so I don't forget it. Your fantasy beyond one that maybe I don't know. And have you gotten bored with any? First question. So do you have... Survey says. So first question. Do you have any fantasies that are new that you want to do that you haven't told? You haven't told?
I do. Can I answer? Yeah, can I answer?
Gotta be honest, I'm a little scared.
Really? No, it's definitely something we've discussed before.
Okay.
It's just, I think that there's probably a lot of women that have this kind of fantasy, but it's something that would, again, take a lot of coordination like the gangbang did. But I want to have a real full-on kidnapping and rape fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a service out there, but there should be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
called a cartel. So I can try to make that happen. And for me, I think I would have made it happen already. I think I would have put the leg in. I think I would have put the legwork in already. Logistically for us, being in Mexico it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And even when you say, well, we're going to go to the US, let's make it happen there. Then you're you have this window of 7 days or 5 days or however long you're there, right?
Yeah.
When this is a coordinated effort. And I don't know how you see it, but I want to see, and this takes a lot of work on my end, is complete total strangers, vetted, but strangers to you.
Because I know logistically how difficult it would be. I'd be okay if they were in masks.
Do you want to be blindfolded?
No, I'd rather be like duct tape, probably, but my mouth and like, or I don't know, shove a sock in it, or like, I don't know, like I want Ray Donovan.
Put a sock in it.
Yeah, I want Ray Donovan level shit.
I can't give you that. Not a good enough lover. That's the problem. I mean, maybe that's where the fantasy comes from. Because Donovan was great at two different things. One, raping bitches in a consensual way. And two, killing people. And there are two things that I would like to be able to do in a way that I get away with when I want to. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, let's go back to my fantasy.
Back to your fantasy.
I didn't want it to, I'm not trying to make you feel less than. I want it to be like a group thing, there's like 2 or 3 people that come in and they take me away and...
Oh, just 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. It's not...
And they can wear masks and it's like aggressive and...
It's not a less than thing. It's not that I feel like you're making me feel less than. What it is I have been with so many people that I can see the guys out there and how they have sex compared to how I have sex. I'm just not as good as them. I try to warn women when they want to hook up. I try to warn couples. I say, don't expect much.
Right.
We are a mediocre lay at best. Mm-hmm. At best, they think we're joking. One of the things that I've learned about myself in this world is, unlike a majority of the people, I have a sexual clock. I have a sexual clock of about 2.5 to 3 hours.
That you're sexually like in 100% mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that clock also aligns with pretty much anything else in my life. Like I can do most things for about 2 or 3 hours until I'm like, I'm out, I'm done. I cannot do this anymore.
That's how you are at the mall.
Anywhere, really. Even if I'm working on a project that takes more than that, I have to split it up into days.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that is troublesome for me, is when people are like, it's been 2 hours and people say, we haven't even started yet. I'm like, oh man, to me, we're almost finished. Why would you say that? So it's like, I have that sexual clock. That is one of the things that I've learned over the course of all of this, that does also count against me. Mm-hmm. So you're in the lifestyle that doesn't necessarily equate to, because you're in the lifestyle, you're a porn star in bed.
Well, that's why the scenario is important, I think. And that's why these fantasies are also cool, because in addition to like something airtight or the kidnapping rape fantasy, or, another thing like where I'm like completely restricted, that's scenario. And that's involving a lot of the environment where you're, restricted, you're restrained, you're experiencing a little bit of torture in some sort of way. It's not necessarily about the fucking or the penetration. It's
how far in your fantasy does the torture go? Like, are we taking out blades? Is like, how far are we going? Are we spitting on you? What are we doing? Like, how intense? Or are we just like pretend slapping you? Are we using a paddle, tongs that you cook with, Tupperware? Like, we're hitting you with Tupperware, not pots and pans or plates, but Tupperware. Like, where does it fall?
I think that the restraining would be real. I think that the aggression would be real. The like duct tape would be real, whether it's something, or rope, tying, all that.
Duct tape's pretty expensive. I may knock that down.
Just a Scotch tape.
Okay, but maybe a masking tape, maybe a Scotch tape. I don't know yet. I have to see what the budget looks like.
Gift wrap tape.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We may have to line up some Post-it notes. I don't know. I just got to look at the budget.
Okay. I think it would be, in my fantasy world, I think it'd be badass if someone like hit me, but I don't know how.
Where and how hard. We'll be right back. All right, Lauren, I want to talk about bikini addiction, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
They are the only bikini company that really cares about you.
Why do you say that?
I got to tell you why. Because they understand those bitches at the pool. You're at your lifestyle event and you're in your bikini addiction rhinestone tee bikini, right? You know the one I'm talking
Yes.
about? What does that one look like? Because I just know the name because you just told me.
It's the crystal tea bag. It's the one with all the diamonds on my butt.
Right. And they look at you and they're like, oh my God, Lauren, it's so hot. You look so good. Harry, let's go make out.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then you go to the water park and you wear that same bikini to the water park. Right? And then that same girl, she goes over to her friend and she's like, oh my God, Karen, do you believe Lauren wore that bikini addiction tea rhinestone? What a skank. Like, she's not good for the community or the children or the church, and we are the world and we can't let this happen. Hurry up. Let's go gossip. Bikini addiction, they got ahead of the sexy curve and they solved this problem. They made the tie side, Brazilian cut, scrunch back, lined front for those moms with the bikini addiction suits who need a bottom to wear to the water park that looks amazing, that can tell the Karens to go F themselves.
Yes.
And they line those fronts so you can't see their badge.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what they did. So, how do they find out more about bikini addiction?
Go to bikiniaddiction.com and use the promo code ROOM77. You'll save 10% off those new bikinis. Or if you want to get a free one, you can book a trip with us, 5 nights or more to one of these clothing optional lifestyle places, and we will give you a free bikini addiction bikini.
What else, Lauren?
Make sure to post the pics of your perky bottoms and tag Bikini Addiction with the hashtag Don't Let the Karens Win. Like, not on my face, per se. Like, on my head would be okay. That'd be kind of cool.
Open hand, fist.
Yeah, fist.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't have you black and blue at this.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I still got to do social media, fortunately.
For social media, that's where your head went. Mine went, hello, Ridgewood Police. We have some questions. Oh.
I have it on tape. My wife is confessing to
a friend did it.
Kevin.
They're saying you set it up. You're saying I had my wife beaten and raped? You just said it on a podcast to your listener. I'm one, by the way. And here's my application. Let's get this party started. That'd be a great start to that fantasy. All right.
I don't know.
So there's no fantasy that I don't know about.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can still try to make that work. I just need some time inside the United States, preferably in Texas, probably anywhere inside New York, Florida, Appalachia. I can make it happen tonight.
Oh, yeah, it seems like the concept should be easy in Mexico, but it's just not.
It's not. But then there's also the thing that we had talked about before. I don't think I ever actually aired this one segment, which was the flakiness of single guys is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of guys out there that talk, but they don't actually do anything. So you have to find these guys that are really serious and they have to want to be a part of something like this. So I don't know. Well, we can try, but I'm glad to hear that you are open for more. And I don't mean that as a pun, even though it was one.
It's a good one. I feel that I'm open for more, that I'm not, you're glad that I'm not jaded.
Well, you never answered the second part of a question, which was, are you starting to get bored of any?
No, I'm definitely not getting bored. I think that...
You don't get bored of threesomes. You don't get bored of foursomes. You don't get bored of girl on girl. You don't get bored. Like, are there any that you, like, after so many years, you're just like, yeah, it just doesn't really do what it used to do for me anymore?
No, I think it's really situation. Like, every situation is a new one. I think that if you're trying, like, sometimes when you go away on these weekend things and you try and have multiple experiences in the same weekend, that can get old because you're like, oh.
Yeah, well, a lot of couples, majority of the couples, we're not judging anybody.
Yeah.
But I would say majority, and there's nothing wrong with this. They say, we really want to get to know you before we blank. Mm-hmm. And then in contrast, where you're a couple that's like, that's not really super important to us. If we vibe right away, we're down with it, right?
Yeah.
So there are people out there who count and they say, well, they're with too many couples or they've been with too many people and it's so fast. taking so much time with one couple. You're like, well, we're going to do this for 3 days because I only booked 5. And I don't want to go over and start talking to other people because that's just rude. And
Right.
it's just disrespectful. But at the same time, we're not getting to fulfill what our fantasies are. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to really get the vibe going, getting to know. But for us, it doesn't take that long.
Yeah, it's
we're
like I can get to know you afterwards. That's fine too.
As long as you're nice and respectful and we can make each other laugh and have a good time, then let's just go. And which is going to be a great segue into my next segment.
What is that?
Well, you didn't ask me what my fantasies are.
Have you fulfilled all of your fantasies or most of your fantasies?
A lot. I'd say 98%. A lot.
98.6.
98.6. Yeah.
But you still have maybe 1 or 2 lingering in there?
Yeah, I have 1 or 2 that are obviously lingering. I don't even know if they're possible. I don't even know if I can talk about them. But there are some that I know would be impossible. And I can describe them to you in that, like, I am, speaking of what we just talked about getting to know people, one of my biggest turn-ons, my thing about anonymity and not getting to know couples is it's more rare. Like I don't want to know, I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know anything about you. I want you to be blank. Like as respectful as you can be as a stranger, I would love to fuck you. And the less I know, the more it's going to turn me on. I can remember specific situations where things like this have happened, where we've been at a party or we've been at a gathering or whatever. And at a lifestyle party, you can be up close against people, especially people that you haven't met yet, right? And they may just be sort of hanging out and being around in the pool or wherever. And if there's ever like a woman that starts to drag or grope or starts to stick their butt out into my penis area, and hasn't even said hello yet, it's one of my biggest turn-ons. I don't know why.
I love that.
Yeah, so do I. I really love it. And that other person never says a word. They're never like, hi, I'm blank, which goes to tell me they like it too, right? This is why I would be a dangerous woman, because that would be me. Men can't practice this unless it's with other men.
It's like like
right. I'm going to jail, and those situations are really, really sexy for me. In fact, if that person does introduce themselves in the middle of that, 75% of the adrenaline goes away. Right.
Oh,
so I almost don't want to spur up a conversation with them. So one of the things that I haven't done, or what would never be possible for me, is like things that have to do with strangers. Like one of the things, like imagine there's certain things that you see on the internet that you don't know if they're real or not. There's certain things that you know aren't real, but they're really, really hot.
Right.
But because they made them and it has a bunch of views, you know you're not insane.
Yeah, you're not alone.
If you start looking up things like furry cattail porn, be like, why can't I find it? Well, because you're the only one who wants to see that. Sex with a lamppost. That's only 2 videos of this? This seems
weird.
Odd.
Yeah.
We had talked about subways before, and I'm just choosing subways. I don't know why, because they're just a space where people are compact, right?
Yeah.
So imagine a subway is a place where you will find gropers. So they will rub their cock up against women. Oh. This is what they do.
Right.
Right. The subway gets crowded. They will start to take their junk and they will start to rub it up. There are some where they start to lean back into it, which I find incredibly, incredibly sexy. Right. So imagine like if you and I would be equally as turned on if it happened to me or if it happened to you and I was there.
Right.
So imagine like a scenario like where you are on a subway. It could be any packed area, really. And someone starts to like grow up against you and their cock gets hard, right? And you're wearing, this is why I love sundresses. Like you're just in a sundress and the guy's really hard and you just like reach down and just like pull your panties to the side. And in the middle of that crowd just starts fucking you. Like nobody really knows, but this complete stranger you barely even turned around to look at is inside of you. That kind of stuff makes me, it looks like it's turning you on just a little bit too. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff really, really turns me on. The possibility of that happening is so unlikely.
Yeah.
Because you have to go out there and break the law.
Yeah.
And that's really something only Ray Donovan can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are fantasies like that are still there, but I'm afraid they'll never ever be able to happen as an organic fantasy. Do you know what I mean? One of the reasons that I got addicted to massages.
I was going to ask you that. Did this come before we did Art of Touch, or do you think it enhanced it?
Oh, no, I've always had this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, even when I was addicted to rub and tugs.
Oh,
right?
that kind of massage.
Yeah. Because it's like, if you go to a legit massage, right? And you get hard and you can get a consensual reaction out of it. It's really the closest you can come.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. It's really the closest you can get. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
In the fantasy, that always ends in sex. But unfortunately, that's really not how it really always ends.
And then
right?
you get the law and all that crap involved in it. So.
No massage therapist at a rub and tug was like, I got to climb on top of this cock. That's never happened.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah.
It's never happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened to other people.
Ray Donovan.
Yeah, Ray did it.
He did it.
That's probably the fantasy that I have that is closest to never going to be happening. But to all those out there who have yet to just share a simple fantasy, start slow.
If you were going to give a quick instruction, what would you say would be, how do you bring it up? Just say like, let's try some dirty talk in bed. I'm going to tell you a couple things that would turn me on, and then you tell me a couple things that would turn you on.
I think one of the things is knowing what they like already and then trying to build on that is probably the best way to go. So let's say it's a woman who really loves oral, right?
Yeah.
And you said, could you imagine two tongues doing this to you at the same time?
My friend came over and...
I mean, hey, easy. Lauren.
Is that...
just like you're already being a bunny, jumping way ahead and going inside the hole. And we're just trying to raise the bunny. You know what I mean? We just saw the little ears, right? Don't get that bunny running. It's too fast.
Okay.
How would you like two tongues in this? So let's say it's a wife. She's trying to get her husband into this. Obviously, that one usually starts with, how would you like two women on your cock? Mm-hmm. That's an easy sell,
one. Okay.
Right? Yeah. But I would start with what the strengths are first.
Would you say something like, instead of saying, how would you like, what if you said, I would like it if me and another woman were on your cock? Because guys may feel like, am I being set up to say like, yeah, that would be hot? And then she's like, you asshole, you can't have another woman.
It's got really dark. So explain to me again.
If like the woman is saying to the man, how would you like to see two women on your cock? Maybe he wouldn't answer truthfully. Maybe she should say like,
I would like to see.
Yeah, I would like to see, and then let him, that's more of a safe space where he doesn't feel like he's being set up.
I have two things that I'll say before I'm going to take a nap.
Okay.
Number one, I would always come from a place of, I would
like to do this to you.
Yeah, I would like to share this with you. I would like to share that beautiful cock with another lady. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
I had an ex-girlfriend who I'm pretty sure...
You had an ex-girlfriend?
I know.
Okay.
I know. I had an ex-girlfriend. Looking back, I missed a signal. And it's in hindsight, before I even knew what the lifestyle was, looking back and remembering exactly what she said, she was trying to tell me she wanted to bring another person into the bedroom. And I completely missed it until I got into the lifestyle, looked back and remembered what she said. What she said was so odd to me and that's why I remembered it. I didn't get mad. I didn't get angry. I just remember what she said. I was going down on her for a really, really long time. And she said, "You are so good at that. You should really share that talent with someone else."
Oh, snap.
I didn't respond to it because I didn't know what it meant.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people feel like...
so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like
it's like missing the clues. I had no idea. Look, in hindsight, I was like, oh my God, she wanted another fucking girl. She wanted a threesome.
Yeah.
That was her first, let's have a threesome. Maybe I should call her. Nevertheless, great thing to say. It's a great line.
It is a good line.
You're so great at that. You should be able to share it with someone else.
Because she's giving you permission. She's complimenting you. Yeah.
Right. And she's making it, she's just making it okay. Right. Mm-hmm. There's so many exit doors in that. Like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm just saying, like, that is a talent that you have.
And I would be okay.
And I'm the only one. Well, like, even that. Come on, little bunny. Get back.
Oh, sorry.
I'm saying if it goes awry, like, no, I'm just saying it's a great talent. And I feel selfish that I'm the only woman in the world that gets to experience it. Oh, okay. Well, that's what you meant.
Right.
Get back in your hole, you dumb bitch. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Chacho, you're not going for a walk. Even if you kiss my arm, I don't care. No, don't raise. No. All right. Listen, Lauren, I have to go.
Okay.
Now. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break.
Okay.
And then you are going to do what?
I'm going to go buy some ski masks on Amazon and check the prices on duct tape.
Here comes the little bunny.
I'm going to make a little budget for you.
Little bunny foo-foo. I buy the masks last. I go put something in your butt.
Oh, yeah, I do. What's the name of my butt?
Just like a firecracker. Just like a firecracker.
Now I have to go to like a Tinder or a Friender or I don't know if cartels have a site where you can just rape bitches. But like I need an app that offers consensual rape people. Fantasies. I also would like an app that's called Spinners where this is just, this is just for me. Right. And it's just like you just open the app and there's just a bunch of spinners in there.
Right.
And women can have them too. Right. They could have burly men or they can have surfers. It doesn't matter. But for me, want spinners. Right.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Just like show me the Carfax. Show me the spinner. Getting this rape thing done is it's difficult. Maybe
it can stay a fantasy. I mean,
no.
It's just.
What's the point?
I'm just saying, if you don't make it happen, it'll.
But it's hard to do that fantasy and stay it as a fantasy, right? That's like what I'm going to play multiple roles in the bedroom. Like I keep changing my mask, and I'm like, oh, this is my voice for this guy. Come here, baby. No, put her over there, dude. Hey, who's watching the door? I don't know why that guy's in the 20s. We're going to fuck her like this, see? We're going to put our penises inside of her, see?
I can't.
Dude,
oh, my God.
Without the support of others.
Oh, my God. I totally want to have a fantasy that's just decade-oriented.
So you have somebody from the 50s, the 20s, the 80s. This is totally rad, man. Dude, I don't think this is keen for anybody. That's the coppers. Scram, everyone. It's the coppers.
Oh, my God.
We're ruining our own fantasy. All right, everybody. That's about all we have inside of us for today. Thank you again for all of your support. Make sure to go over to Book Flirtation 2024. Go over to Patreon. Well, go over to Room 77 Fan and join that.
And don't forget to dress your bottoms in some bikini addiction.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go leave a positive review.
Or for more information, go to room77life.com.
Thanks for stopping by Room 77.
We had a blast.
Now get your clothes and get out.